The Denver Nuggets lose in the clutch. They were up 5 points and then gave up a 9-0 run to the Dallas Mavericks to close the game. They were down 24 points at one point in time in this game, but they were able to crawl back and get the lead. But that's what happens when you play that hard to get back in the game. It's really difficult to be able to sustain that over the course of a game. They just don't play well enough in spots when they should have, and they end up losing the game 123 to 120, and the defense was horrible in the first half, very good in the third quarter, and it was okay in the fourth. But there's a lot of things they need to clean up. I think there's some things that over the course of the year that have already been issues. I think the record is 8-6, but again, if Jokic plays those games, they're probably more than likely sitting around, I would say, at least two of those losses. They're sitting at 10-4 around there, just because the Pelicans and Memphis wouldn't have had any answers for that. But obviously, Joker, congratulations. We find out he had a baby boy yesterday, I believe on November 21st. So shout out to Jokic and the family. But the Denver Nuggets not able to get a win. Really frustrating, really unfortunate. But we got to talk about some things about this game. The Denver Nuggets lose 123-120, y'all. And Jokic has his third straight triple-double. 39 minutes played tonight, 33 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists. And he was 13 of 22 from the field. 13 of 22. And he was 2 for 2 from the three-point line, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. He ends the game as a +4 tonight. Jokic, he makes some of those last two free throws. The game looks a little different. That's why free throws matter. You can control free throws. And he makes one of those free throws, the game different. Makes two of those free throws, the game's different. So there's some things he could have did better. His defense at the rim in the first half was abysmal, wasn't good enough. But overall, Joker's first game back, again, it's just excellent. Like, the Nuggets are winning when he's on the court, and they're not winning when he's off. They lose by 3 points, and Sarge was a -7, Jokic was a +4. There it is. There's a go right there. Derek Lively was also, Alex, as you said, incredible tonight. His defense in the clutch today, really the last 2 minutes of the game, I think he had 3 blocks, I want to say, was really, really incredible. 11 and 6 for Lively. He had 2 blocks, one on Russ, and then had one on Joker over the top, over the shoulder. But Joker was incredible. He was scoring from everywhere. The three-point shot was amazing. The rebounding was amazing. The playmaking was amazing. He really is just like a transcendent basketball player. And I think what's frustrating for me is that Joker is literally in the midst of having one of the best seasons ever. Like, Joker's playing so well, y'all. No joke. He's playing so well. We may never see another player play like this ever again. Ever. You may never see someone do what he's doing ever again. But they're 8-6, in part because he was out, but also in part because I think there's a lot of oscillating with the roster all the way around right now, and it's just not good enough. Peyton Watson was excellent today, y'all. His defense on Kyrie Irving was amazing. It was legitimately amazing, and so much so Kyrie had 19, 6, and 6 on 7 of 19 today. 7 of 19, and a lot of that had to do with Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson was a monster. 15 points in 40 minutes played the most minutes of anybody on the team. 5 rebounds and 3 assists, 7 of 11 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 2 turnovers, and he was a +2. Him and Jokic were the only starters that were a positive in the plus-minus. Just an excellent game from Peyton. The blocks that he has, 3 blocks today, they were all amazing. On P.J. Washington, on Kyrie Irving, guarding Clay. Every single time that Peyton Watson has to step out to somebody to go play defense, his defense is incredible. Like, his length, his ability to cover space, and what he's gotten really good at now is using his body to stay in front of the ball. When Kyrie tries to be shifty and get around him and try to get foul calls, he's so good at getting his hand up to contest. Whatever his inside hand is, he leaves it up, and then he leaves his other hand kind of off to the side. And that way you can't use one of your arms to hook and grab onto him when you're driving to the rim. He did the same thing to James Harden. He did it to Kyrie all day, and it made a humongous difference. He's a better guard defender than Christian Brown is, like a quick guard defender, just because of his body. He was incredible today. Michael Porter Jr. was incredible in the second half. 17, 5, and 5 for Porter. 7 of 12, 2 of 3 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He was a -7, but again, that came because of the first half. Porter was excellent. He got phased out of the offense down the stretch of the game in the fourth quarter, and I think it ended up costing him a lot today. His shot making was incredible next to Jokic. 17, 5, and 5 for him. His playmaking has literally been like best it's ever been. The passes he throws, best it's ever been. 17, 5, and 5. It's like legit really good for Michael Porter. Christian Brown had 17 points, five rebounds. He was 6 of 9 from the field and 2 of 3 from three, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Again, y'all, the Denver Nuggets, they got to the free throw line 29 times today. Or no, sorry, they got 29 times today. The Nuggets were 19 of 29 from the free throw line, and they lost by 3 points. Again, if they shoot 75% from the line, if they make 24 of 29, they make 25 of 29. The game is different. You make 23 of 29. The game is different. You have to be able to finish at the free throw line. That's what they're really good at. The Nuggets, they had 33 assists and 13 turnovers today, and they were attacking on the offensive glass. They even won the offensive glass battle today, 15-12, and they had Lively and Gafford on the other end, who were both of them played tremendous today. Derek Lively, like I said, 11-6. He was a +2. Daniil Gafford, 13-6. He was a +5. Najee Marshall off the bench, 26 points on 11 of 15 shooting and 3 of 4 from 3. He was a +8. That's why they won the game. They won the game because of Gafford, Lively, because of Najee Marshall. Their role players stepped up and played great today. And then for the Nuggets side, I want to get to the part of the game before I get to Jamal Murray. So basically, there was a portion. There was a portion of the game today where Russell Westbrook himself started detonating versus the Mavs, and he made 3 3-pointers. Russell Westbrook today, 16 points, 4 assists. He was 4 of 6 from 3, and he played his minutes even tonight. 2 steals. His defense was like hellacious today. Like they tried to throw the ball in to Derek Lively, and it would have been a wide open dunk. And Russ left his man when Derek's back was turned. And when Derek tried to gather the ball to turn left to go towards the rim, Russ came out of nowhere and picked it off. And the shot making that he had was really incredible today. And Russ, again, man, like his value with this team is the intensity, it's the defense, it's the smarts, it's the know-how. Again, 4 of 6 from 3, but he was 1 of 7 from 2. So Russ still has things he needs to pick up. He is not finishing well. But again, overall, his minutes were really good today. 27 minutes, and he looked like a really good player today. Shout out Russell Westbrook, man. They got 6 players. Like the Nuggets have 7. They have 7 guaranteed. Watson and Russ off the bench, guaranteed players. Guaranteed. Julian, I think, is a part of that too. So they have 8 really guaranteed players. Julian is still figuring it out. He's still growing into that. But it's really continuing to figure out the rest of that. Like, who's that 9 that they're going to be able to turn to? But Jamal Murray today, y'all, he had 14 points in 39 minutes. He had 5 rebounds. He had 11 assists. Jamal Murray was 4 of 16. 4 of 16 from the field. He was 4 of 11 from 3, which is pretty good. 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He was even in his minutes. He had 3 blocks tonight, and they were all incredible blocks. But Jamal Murray legitimately gave up probably 5 or 6 buckets in the last 5 minutes of the game off drives and post ISOs himself, including the game-sealing basket to Najee Marshall and PJ Washington. Both of those scores were on Murray. Both of them. Now, I have said many times that Jamal Murray is not the main reason why they lose their game. And today, there were many different things that happened that didn't allow for the Nuggets to be able to close this game out. Their process was really bad. They played with no effort, and I'm talking about no effort in the first half. So much so that Michael Malone, he signified to the guys today. This is per Matt Moore. Let me see like this. My brother Matt Moore, he said in a quote from Michael Malone said, I think a lot of guys exhaled today because Jokic was back and expected Superman to save the day. Do your job, Malone, on the return of Jokic. Do your job. And I think some of this is Jamal last game had 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists, 10 of 20 from the field, and 5 of 10 from 3. And why do I remember that? Because that was his best scoring stat line of the year so far. And I said on Twitter today that Jamal Murray, the defense he played today, was just like the defense he played versus Rodney Hood in the 2019 second round series versus Rodney Hood. And if you've been a Nuggets fan, you remember that series. Rodney Hood was picking on Jamal Murray the entire series. And that's why they lost that. They, in part, in many ways, lost that series because Jamal Murray could not guard Rodney Hood. On every switch, he was getting killed. Jamal's averaging 18.3 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.4 steals, which is good. 52.4 true shooting, 41% from the field, and 33% from three. Like, it's unacceptable. 4 of 16 from the field today, y'all. And again, it's not something I think that's going to stay like that for the rest of the year. But the issue is you cannot have. They're getting leaps, y'all. Right now, think about this. I want y'all to put this in context. If I would have told you that Peyton Watson took a legitimate leap this year, like he's a valuable NBA player. Like, that's a dude that's going to be a starting wing for somebody, and it's going to be a 17 points per game scorer and a first team or second team all defense player. That's what he's turning into. Christian Brown, he's turning into a legitimate two-way guard that could be averaging 19 points per game on a good efficiency somewhere and really be contending for second team all NBA guard in terms of the all defense team. He's been efficient. He's shooting well. He's literally doing anything and everything that is asked of him. He's averaging 16 and 5 and 2 and 1.4 on 65 true shooting 42.5% from three and 55 from the field. That's a 6'6" dominant guard and a finisher. And then you get to Russell Westbrook, who, again, you can see the vision with why it works with him. And you get Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and then you get let's say Julian Strawther continuing to pick his play up. If you had a all-star guard on this team would be the walk-away favorite. Like, walk-away favorite. And that's what the Nuggets have been hoping he would turn into. That's what Calvin Booth gave him a 4-year deal extension for. But what we've seen from Jamal is just it's just not good enough. And I have not heard of it being an injury. But you can just watch him play, and it's just the shooting. Like, if you're gonna not be a legitimately just a positive defensive player consistently, and now, but again, the reason why Jamal is able to get away with being a slightly bad to a neutral most times is because, again, on the other end, Jamal Murray, he can go give you a crazy offensive outing because of his shooting. Like, even last year in the regular season, prior to April, give you some insane performances. The year before, they won the championship, give you some insane performances. And Jamal has just not been there, man. I think I don't even remember what the number was that I read. I have to go back and find it for you all, but it was basically saying that the Nuggets have this insanely dominant record this year when Jamal Murray, when he scores above 25 points or so. And I can see if I can try to find it. I can't remember where it was. You can get it off of StatHead, but it's just really frustrating to me because I'm just like, dude, I just don't understand. Yeah, so here we go. Since the start of this is from Bleacher Report. Since the start of the 2022-2023 season, including the postseason, Denver's 45-7 when Murray scores at least 25 points. Y'all want me to read that again? So this is on Bleacher Report. It's the Power Rankings article that came out. And I remember I read something like this off last year, but what I read off was about and gave you that I wanted to do myself on. You just go to Basketball Reference and put this together. And I remember the record for the Nuggets I think when he scored over 20 points last year, I want to say they were 29 and 6 last year. I mean, it was just insane, wild. But since 2022-23, including the postseason, the Nuggets are 45-7 when he scores 25 or more. That just goes to show you they're looking if that's what it is. That's the difference. That's the difference between them being a 60-win team and between being a team that's going to be struggling to win 53 games this year, 52 games this year. Is that? Yeah, I mean, that's Jeff. That's what it is. 45-7 when he scores 25 or more points. Yes, if Jamal Murray was your Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Darius. I mean, even this version of Darius Garland at primary scorer, Jaylen Brown, you name it. Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Jeremy Kane. Apparently, if Jamal Murray was that, this would be an incomparable team. But they're not, because Jamal Murray isn't that player, and because he's either I don't know what it is. It's injuries, it's mindset, it's fatigue, it's whatever else it is. He's averaging, instead of giving you 25, he's averaging 18 points per game on 41% from the field and 33% from three on 51 true shooting. Oh, sorry, and his numbers drop. He's shooting 39.7% from the field, has a 51 true shooting. The stats just got updated. So it's really frustrating, you all. I want to give a shout out to Jokic, to Peyton Watson, to Christian Brown, to Michael Porter Jr., Russell Westbrook, Dario Saric. I said this that Dario just can't. He just can't play like versus good teams. And I said this going into the game. He just can't play. And they were again -7. It matters, and it's not his fault. It's Calvin Booth. It's the people that made this decision. Like, they needed a better big. DeAndre Jordan was just better. Like, versus teams like this that have athletic front courts. Dario, first possession Dario gets in, Daniil Gafford just absolutely moves him under the basket, which I said would happen in the pregame. I think we did Locked On, and I said you can't play in these kind of games. I told Ryan that 2 days ago. They can't play in this kind of game. But again, it's just functionally with the way the Nuggets are primed to play. There are some things that they need that they just don't have. But like I said, this really doesn't matter. If they get Jamal Murray doing what he's supposed to do, then it's not a question. But if Jamal Murray's going to play like this, then it's going to be a dogfight basically every game that he's playing like this. So it's really, really, really unfortunate that Jamal Murray's career when the Nuggets. That's what it's going to do, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Continue to build the Swipa Game community, y'all. Catch me on Player's Choice, y'all. Black Friday next week. We filmed some in-person content in Indianapolis, y'all. You can find it on my Twitter, a trailer that we just dropped. It is incredible, y'all. Y'all, make sure, tap in and Locked On Nuggets, Mile High Sports, everywhere. Y'all know where y'all can find me. Bleacher Report. See y'all on the other side. We out.